Joining us now is Michelle, and we are going to be discussing real estate. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well.
So we are both moms, but I just found out that you are now a grandma.
I am.
How did that change your life? Was that like life-changing for you?
It is. It's you hear about it from other people, like, oh, when you become a grandparent, it's wild because you love your children so much, and it's your child's child. So it's like double, quadruple, a million times the love that you feel for your own kids, which you don't even think is possible.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know that you started in real estate because you had 4 kids, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that journey and why you decided to go into real estate.
So when my children were young, we live on Long Island. It's very hard to live here. So my husband worked 2, 3 jobs because since we've been together since high school. So we had the same goal of a family, having kids. I was going to stay home and raise the kids. Again, living on Long Island, it's not so easy to just live off of one salary. So he worked, 2 and 3 jobs, and I stayed home. And then you realize when all of your kids are going to school, like, who am I? What am I? I'm a mom. That's it, right? I change diapers, I make food, I put them to bed, I make sure they're clean. But what happens when they're all out of the house?
Okay.
So when my youngest was going off to kindergarten, I was having a conversation with my cousin, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm an all-in type person. So when my kids were home, I was all in, and now I'm not going to clean my house 24/7. I'm not going to, it's just not who I am. So she said, Michelle, since we've been younger, you've always been interested in real estate. And I said, well, how am I going to do that? I have 4 kids that I take care of 24/7. How am I going to school and going to be home? And I said, you know what? I just have to do it.
Okay.
So I went to school, I got my license, and the rest was kind of history.
And if you do it little by little like that, it all just comes together. And with real estate, it's a lot of common sense. If you live in a house, to a degree,
yes,
right?
No, it is. It's a lot of common sense.
And it's also psychology, right?
Totally.
Because you have to kind of understand the mindset of either the buyer or the seller. You kind of have to, in a way, counsel them or help them.
I'm a therapist.
Yes. Right?
No doubt.
Okay.
I'm a therapist. Yes.
So your approach to it is in a matchmaking style, which I thought was clever. So you sit down with them, you get to know them as people, and then you show them a home.
Yes. I think what for me, what helps with my success is that I feel like I understand people more almost or just as much as I understand real estate. The buying, the selling, the ins and outs of everything that goes on throughout it. But if you understand a person and what their goals are and about their family, it makes it easier to kind of put it all together. And sometimes it happens instantly, and sometimes it takes 5 years because things change, people change, their needs, their wants, everything, their finances. Things change.
They're upsizing, they're downsizing.
Exactly.
They have kids, they don't have the kids. Yeah.
Exactly.
It is a lot that goes into that. It's an emotional buy as well as a financial buy.
Yep.
I think you're right. It might be like 50-50.
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever decided that there was a client you just kind of wanted to fire? Like, you know what? You're just not for me, but my friend might be able to help you.
I have felt that way.
Okay.
But I'm not a quitter.
Okay.
And, there's different personalities everywhere. And if you are not versatile in how you approach people and you can handle people, we're all not cookie cutter.
Right.
Not every house is the same, not every person, not every couple. Sometimes you're dealing with 2 couples where the one person they want this and the other person wants that. And I've actually said to them at one point, this is between you, because you're both asking me for 2 totally different things. Unless we're buying 2 separate houses, this is a you thing. You guys need to go home.
A Victorian and a Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah.
Right? And you're
exactly.
like, okay, well, I don't know if that combo fits, right?
Exactly.
Okay. There are things that you could add to a home, but you're right. The structure between an open concept home versus, rooms that are divided, all those little things. Maybe there's an intake sheet that people could fill out ahead of time. Do you want suburban? Do you want city? Do you want
And it'll
3
change.
bedrooms?
We'll probably, every week, we'll probably have to redo it as we're out there looking at things. But that's, that's the
It's
fun
part
of it. Yeah.
I know that your husband was in the military. You said you met when you were really young. What a beautiful journey. So you've been able to have this home and put these kids together, and they've grown, and you're flourishing.
Yeah.
What do you love best about what it is that you do as a real estate agent? Professional, I should say.
I love watching my clients after.
Okay.
I am very diligent about keeping my relationships with my clients. So, for instance, every Christmas, since I started, every one of my buyers who have purchased a home from me get a delivery between like the week after Thanksgiving, and they get a poinsettia and a card. And it depends. If they bought the house that year, they get an ornament with, your first holiday in your home. If they had a baby that year, they get a baby ornament. If they got married that year, they get a first year as Mr. and Mrs. So, like this year, I found out about probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 of my couples that are now expecting. And the fact that they even reach out to me to tell me that's happening, those are the things that excite me. Is it fun to, sit at the closing table and, see it all come together? Yes, but it's the after that makes it even more special to me. And they follow my life. They've watched, my son commission, and my other son, goes to Maryland, and my daughter is a volleyball player, and I have one graduating, and they know all of this. And my kids will see somebody out, because I'm very big on sharing my life. The good, the bad, whatever. And my kids will be out and they'll say, "Oh, congratulations on blah, blah, blah." And they'll say, "You're on my mom's social media?" My mom. And I'm like, well, this is who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who
exactly.
I am.
I know my kids sometimes tell me which things I can post down, which things I can't.
Well, it's a joke in my family. If something happens, they're like, "Oh, expect the post." I'm like, appreciate me a little bit more, please.
Yeah, because you're proud of them.
So proud.
It's so proud. I'm proud of my kids too. Happy journeys to you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you have that tradition of what you do for all of them. And around here too, we have new babies being born almost momentarily.
I love it.
So it makes my heart so happy too.
Me too.
Continued joy to you.
Thank
There you go. If you're looking for a real estate person, a professional, maybe check out Michelle. Even if you're not in this state, just call her for advice, because she seems like she's got it right on point. Be well. In my journey, I have always felt angels in my presence. Stay tuned. Joining us now are 3 friends, and they are really hustling it with God. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. How are you?
Good.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so happy to be here.
Yeah.
So it's Jason,
Yes.
and Michael, and
Yes.
Dynasty the King.
Yes.
Because that's your stage name.
Yes.
Very, very cool. So Michael, we got a chance to talk on the phone.
Right.
Tell us about your friendship with these gentlemen.
Well, first and foremost, I like your story. Once you said God, I'm all in. The only difference now is that I have both feet in. And these are friends of mine that have been there through the whole journey. And what I've done with them in 4 months has not been something I've done in 5 years of my life.
Wow.
So who better to bring than my brothers who have been there with me?
Yeah, they're walking the walk with you.
Yes, correct.
So tell me, Michael, tell me about your journey, and then we'll talk with each of you, Jason and Dynasty the King.
Well, I come from a background of art. I'm a designer, which is a blessing that saved my life. Even when I was at my lowest, I don't have brothers, I have them, but I come from a family of just women. I don't have a dad, I lost him at 8 in front of me. Similar story kind of to your friend I just met today, Harlan Friedman. Great guy, and I hope to do business with him one day and have him help me and us with each other's networks. So, it took me on a life of drugs, streets, and, just to kind of disguise the pain.
Okay.
And now it's to the point where it's like, I wake up happy. What was missing? I was hurting myself.
Okay.
So now I feel like I'm finally ready to kind of showcase the world who Mendoza, Michael is, and my talented recording artist brother, and my friend over here, Jason, who has a story of his own as well.
So Jason, I asked you guys earlier if you trust me to tell your story, so please feel free to be open and share as much as you would like. So Jason, can you share us a little bit about your journey?
Yes, definitely, and thank you, Donna, first and foremost, for having us on the show. I had a pretty good upbringing. Growing up, I actually used to promote and market events. At that time, I thought I was living the dream, you know, the women, the partying, the drugs, and I was only really setting myself up for failure. You know, being in that environment, I actually ended up going to prison. And at first, I had a hard time accepting why did I have to go to prison. But it was in this setting that I was able to speak to God and put things into perspectives. And I realized God might not put you where you want to be, but he's going to put you where you need to be. So I needed to be in prison to actually get my life in order. And in the whole process of this, as me coming out, I said, you know what? If I can go out there and help those such as myself coming out and stay home, help encourage them and motivate to come home and stay home, and also bring awareness to our youth who needs the guidance right now and may not know the severity of prison and prison life. I want to be able to share to the world through my own experience in the system, you know, so they could stay home and never have to touch prison. That's what I'm doing with my movement now. I'm trying to pay it forward.
It's a beautiful sentiment. I really like that, Jason. You know, when I grew up, there was a movie called Scared Straight, you know, and that's how they kept us out, because they would scare you straight, right? Yes. They would tell you, like, but I believe you're right. I don't think that the messaging is there right now. So they need someone like yourself that could say, listen, you know, I'm not somebody telling you what to do. I'm telling you what could happen.
Exactly.
And there's a difference, you know, like where you can be, I guess, a role model for them, you know, and you can encourage them to follow the right path.
Exactly.
Right? And how about you? I'm just going to call you Dynasty for short, but Dynasty the King, which is your stage name.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And, well, with me, I've been doing music for over like 20 years. I've been through a lot with my journey, and I also, I'm like encouraging a lot of young artists to like, instead of choosing the drugs and the streets, to start, you know, doing something with the gift that they got, you know, from God. You know, everybody's born with a gift, but it's just that what's in style is all the negative stuff, and you know, they always promote the negative stuff, you know. So as far as the music, a lot of music right now is talking about a lot of things that's gonna, you know, destroy the youth. So what I do with my music, I speak about positive stuff. I make positive music. I encourage a lot of young artists to talk about nice things, because a lot of, in order to like be, you know, like popular, they gotta talk about negative things, which is something that I wanna, you know, change in the music business, you know, so that way, because our youth is everything, you know, whatever they listen to is basically how, you know, how they're gonna come out. So that's basically my thing. I've been doing it for over 20 years now, you know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I travel the world. I've been to Africa, Dubai, Brazil, you know. So that's
now,
basically.
did you also at one time have trouble with the law?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Did you lose your freedom for a while?
Yeah, I went to jail for 3 years.
Okay.
And I lost a lot of fans. You know, I thought it was it for me. But then I came out, you know, and I started. I met Michael, and
a new person.
Yes, and he's been helping me. You know, we've been working for a very long time. So
I think that's what we all need in life, no matter where we are, whether we're on this side of the law or the other side of the law, or whatever whoever we are, or whatever our journey is. We need community. We need community that lifts us up.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? We just need somebody that supports us, believes in us, believes in our vision, believes in our dream. You know, more collaboration and less competition.
Right.
And I think a lot, perhaps, you know, being someone that hasn't been incarcerated, although I did get in trouble once for making prank phone calls. Okay, I did go to the police office because I was, you know, every time it was before call waiting or whatever, and I was dating this guy and we broke up, and then he started dating this other girl also named Donna. And if his phone was busy, I would call her phone to see if they were on the phone together. I got in trouble. Man. Plus, my dad at the time worked for AT&T. I was in big trouble. Okay? So big trouble for me, right? But my point is that we all need someone to kind of be there for us and shepherd us in a way towards righteousness, right? Or kindness, right? Because there are so many other ways that we can entertain ourselves without having to do things that are going to cause us harm.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right? So what have you seen the response been? Jason, I'm going to go with you first. Like when you're talking to somebody, do you see their eyes light up? Do you see you're giving them hope?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I was just sharing with Mike the other day, like I get messages from people I've never met, you know, like letting me know, like, listen, I was incarcerated for X amount of years, and I just want to know that I really appreciate your movement and what you're doing, because it goes back to like what you say, people feeling some type of support, and that's what I really want to focus on, is also empowering these individuals coming out of prison, because I can tell you firsthand it's not easy. Besides the many challenges that we have to face, then we have to come back out here and deal with the stereotypes, the social stigmas, the labeling, being called a convict, a felon, you know. Whereas now I want to show these people, listen, you made a mistake, it's not going to change, but you don't have to be embarrassed, because your past doesn't define you by who you are today.
Okay, so you're going to make me cry. You're right.
Yeah.
You are not your past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are not your past. I'm not my past. Right? Even the mistakes we all make, right? They do not define who we are or what we're capable of.
And that's one thing that us three of us have in common, whether it's that we had our issues with drugs, incarceration, whatever adversity we faced in the past, that's where it stood at in the past. It's not who we are today.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right now I'm just doing a lot of shows. You know, I have a lot of big shows coming up 2025, you know, and I'm doing everything from teen bashes to, you know, just inspiring the youth, you know, with the music. And that's basically it, you know, a lot of festivals, a lot of positive things, you know, for 2025.
Great. Are you all dancers?
No, just me. I'm a musician.
You don't
I'm
dance?
an artist.
He's an artist.
You're an artist and you dance?
Okay.
All I'm saying is that there's something about music, you know, there's something about worship, and you can worship and you can
That's
you
true.
know,
Music,
and
it's-
sing or do your art or dance or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, however you like to celebrate life.
We use a little bit of each.
Exactly.
bit of
It all
each.
combines.
And cooking. Cooking's another
yes.
way,
Yeah,
right?
cooking
Cooking's
is-
another
yes.
way to express your love for your family, right?
I
Making a
agree.
beautiful meal. Thank you
Thank
all.
you
Is
so
there
much.
anything I didn't ask you that you're mindful of at this moment? Because I want you to feel whole and complete.
You asked us if we felt safe, and we do.
With
and
me?
We really
You
appreciate
feel
it.
safe with me?
Yes,
I feel
yes,
safe with you.
Yes.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you for
very
having
much.
us.
You're a blessing.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. That's it. I thank them for being here, and wherever you are in your life, I'm wishing you happy blessings, and thank you for watching.
Amen.
Omega, where your health is actually your wealth. Joining us now are Dr. Mopuri and Zach Rios. Welcome to the show. How are you, gentlemen?
Good. How are you? Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice that you came here. You drove up from New Jersey, right? People today came from almost every state in the nation, in the United States. I mean, we have people from Florida, from Utah, all over the place. But I always thank you when you come to me. It's so nice. You know, we welcome you. We hope you're having a good time so far. Yes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So just like this is my home, Dr. Mopuri, you started Omega Physicians.
Yes.
So tell me about that. Tell me about your practice.
Yeah. Omega Physicians is actually based in New Jersey, and it started off with me working in the correctional facilities before, where I did work for almost 4 years before I started Omega. So that's where my addictions practice started. And I saw a lot of patients coming out of the jails where they had no access to the care, especially with the addiction treatments. And the system was so broken. Basically, these patients were not able to be seeing the doctors. They were not getting the appointments. At the same token, we used to treat them in the jails, and then when they go out, and within few months they come back, I see the same patients. I was like, "What happened? You were given the treatment, doc. We did everything good in the jail, but when we went out, there was no practice wants to take us, and it's hard for us to get an appointment." And so that's when I see there's a broken system there. That's where Omega Physicians was born, where I said, you know what, I'm going to do this to the society, where I will start a practice which will be non-judgmental. What they have done in the past, it has nothing to do with in the present, and I will give them access to the care where they will not only get addiction treatment, but also they will be getting primary care, and also they will be getting a psychiatry care. So Omega is not just addictions treatment, it's a one-stop shop for all my patients where they get primary care, addiction, psychiatry, pediatrics, OBGYN, infectious diseases, cardiology, neurology, everything in one stop. That's where we started, and Zach has been my I've been working with Zach from the beginning, and he saw my vision. He's like, I want to follow you, and I want to be with you.
It's amazing.
So he has been working with me in correctional facility, and I'm fortunate to have him in my team.
So Zach, coming up with this idea, right? You know, and you were listening to Dr. Mopuri speak about you. Is it that teamwork that really brought this to life, that vision?
Yeah, so there's definitely a synergy from the beginning. I seen his passion for the population that we were serving within the incarcerated individuals. And then being able to identify that they became our patients, not an inmate anymore. Yes. We were treating them as the individual, meeting them where they were at in their life. And I seen the way he was caring for those individuals, and it was the same exact passion that I had, that I was treating the patients with. So when he brought the idea to me of Omega Physicians, it was a no-brainer for me. It was, we're going to treat the individuals where they're at. We're going to give them an opportunity and access to care that they don't have in the outside community. A lot of individuals, they'll go to a primary care practice and they don't want to deal with the addiction side. We want to deal with the addiction side because we know that if we're able to treat you and meet you where you're at, that you're not only are you going to be, you know, in a healthier state, but you're going to be a productive member of society. You're going to give back, and then you'll be able to tell your story and change a life.
Yeah, new beginnings. You're giving them really a new beginning.
Yes, and we are very fortunate that Omega Physicians has been receptive. Like, we are getting so much response from the community. A lot of organizations are actually inviting us to how we can partner together and make this access to care not just for this population. I've been getting invitations from even other states like Pennsylvania and Delaware and all the nearby tri-state areas. Everybody's like, okay, we like the vision, what you're thinking, and see how we can have this work together. So we have been meeting with a lot of people, and my partner, he's not able to make up to the show, but he saw this vision when he's a neurologist by trade. When I told him about my vision, this is what, yes, I'm behind you, and go for it. And so we are actually taking Omega Physicians not just from the South Jersey, we will be expanding to the North Jersey and also around the states, around like Pennsylvania, into New York, and even to Delaware. So that's where we are hoping to have this access to the care to these patients.
It's beautiful. I have to just ask you, because the question that's coming to my mind, when you were younger, were you the person that like got all your friends together in the neighborhood to like play games like in the street or something like that?
I was a team player.
That's what I was going to say. I can, you know, I'm sitting here across from you and I'm like, well, just ask the question you want to know. I just want to know the answer to the question. But it seems that that's true for you, for your path, right?
Yes.
So you were always that person that just kind of wanted to bring people together.
Yes, I have been always the team player, and
Right.
I'm very fortunate to have good team members, because I always tell my team that I'm not be able to achieve this unless you are not on board. And today, like my director of operations or director of nursing,
Yes.
they all believed in my vision. These are all the people I worked in correctional facilities, and they all said, you know what, Doc, we are behind you, we will build this, and this is for the society.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What warms your heart? Like, have you seen some success? Have you seen some progress, Zach, through the years?
Yeah, so in specific, in one of the county jails that we worked in, we were controlling the medication-assisted treatment program there. And we were fortunate enough to, you know, get grants and work with the population there and able to make a difference to the point where my team member here, Dr. Mopuri, was able to be recognized by the White House. And they came to us, and an individual stood up in that meeting and said, you know, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. So we know for a fact that we have individuals that may not be with us today if we weren't able to touch that individual's life.
That's fantastic. And not just them, not just that individual, but also the extended ripple of their family.
Yeah,
Right?
that actually made us so happy. And I could see, I always tell my team members, you know what, if we could save one life, that's a lot for us.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
Right?
And in fact, I'm very fortunate that, you know, I have chosen this path to help people, and I just want Omega Physicians to save many lives.
I thank you for being here, because I might not be the person delivering the baby. I might not be the person, you know, the neurologist. But by having you on the show, I feel like I'm trying to do my part. Because at least if we can get that awareness out there and they know that you're there, then they could come to you for the help.
Thank you.
So I thank you very, very much
Yes,
for being
thank you.
here. sincerely. Good work. Good team members, right? Good team
Yes.
players. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for
Welcome.
having us.
Please, whatever you're doing in your life, gather the best team around you, and that's where the success really lies, is in pulling together everybody's resources, because one person might not be able to save the entire world, but a team could save one person. Thanks for watching. It's time to be a little wild and free. With us on set is probably my very first guest from Utah, and her name is Amy. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. We were just talking about the fact that when we first fly in and we first see the New York City skyline, so what was that like for you last night?
It was gorgeous. I was in an aisle seat, so
Okay.
I was peeking over my neighbors, but the lights are always gorgeous. I love lights.
So you have this company called Wild and Free, right?
Yes.
And it's all about skincare. What made you decide to start this company?
So 2015, I was a young mom, and all three of my kids have had some skin issues, but my first child, so your mom heart is seeing your kid having, being in pain or discomfort, and we tried all the natural things in the store. So I knew there had to be something else. My son had really bad diaper rashes and eczema, like behind his knees and stuff. So I just started reading and researching, and my mom was pretty natural growing up, so I think it instilled some of those little seeds in me to research and read for myself. So we just started putting things that we had, like cocoa butter, coconut oil, a little bit of lavender, and I just started whipping a cream up and put it on him, and within 24 hours he was healed, and I could change his diaper without crying anymore. So it was just one of those impactful moments that I was like, oh my gosh, other moms need to know that it can be this simple. They need to know that there is healing and that they don't have to do over-the-counter chemicals that are basically putting a Band-Aid on the need, and that's where it started.
I kind of wish I could do a redo, because my children are all grown now, right? They are 34, cough, cough. Yes, I have a 34-year-old, a 31-year-old, and a 19-year-old son, right? And, my mom used to say that when she goes, oh, I wish I had, because the year I was born, they had all these new cool baby products. Like they had the better high chairs, they had the better this, that, or the other thing. And I think that this evolution and this revolution is wonderful, because now babies coming into the world, they have the best of the best. They've got like nice natural, onesies, and they've got great skincare products. They've got nutrition, because we just, I didn't grow up in that generation, but it's nice to see that that's where the earth is kind of like coming
back.
Right? It's coming back. Must be
Yes.
so exciting. What have you noticed as an entrepreneur has been your greatest joy? Like, what resonates with you about why you have your own company?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% is the way it impacts customers' lives. Watching somebody come back and go, oh my gosh, your eczema cream, overnight my spots on my arm were calm and healing and not itching anymore. So it's when somebody comes back and says, this is working for me, this has helped my kid, or this helped us sleep better, impacting someone's life is absolutely where it's at.
Well, and I thank you, because you are part of our gifting that we're doing this year. We're doing two 4-foot stockings filled with products for Hurricane Milton and Helene relief. So I thank you very much for doing that. And you said, so you did bring some things for the stockings, thank you, but you also brought something here. So what are these products in these little bags here?
So this one is a gift for you. We've got...
A gift for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you want me to open it?
Sure, I'll open
Okay.
it. Okay, but you can tell me about it. Or I can look through the packaging. This looks
So
lovely.
that is a magnesium lotion. That is most commonly known for improving sleep, muscle, joint aches and pains, things like that. Magnesium is kind of going crazy right now for good reason. It's responsible for over 300 of our bodily functions. A lot of people don't know that.
Did not know that, Amy.
And are deficient.
Okay.
So it's just basically balancing the minerals in your body so that we can receive nutrients and bring balance and calm, helps with inflammation, and
Can I
inflammation.
put that all over my body, Amy?
Yes. You can.
Little in my stomach, you know.
Yes, it's amazing though, and people will feel the results within minutes.
Okay,
So
great.
that's really fun. It's eucalyptus mint, so you get the aromatherapy from the organic essential oils.
I'm taking this under the table just so that it's not like really loud on my microphone, so that my director's not like, really, Don? Okay, so it's a little crinkly. Okay, so this is the magnesium.
Yes.
Nice. You know what happens to me sometimes in the middle of the night is I get jaw pain. I mean, it might be tension, like stress possibly, but maybe a little magnesium might be good on that.
Yes, you can absolutely put it on your jaw and on your neck.
Oh, and there's a whole plethora of little sweet products in
So
here.
that's my little Amy's favorite kit.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there's all kinds of goodness in here.
Yeah,
So you
got-
have a lot of different products then on your website.
We do.
Not just one
No.
potion and lotion.
Yeah,
No,
we started
okay.
with the baby balm, the diaper cream.
Oh, this smells so good. You guys, this really, to my audience, this smells incredible. I would buy the soap or whatever this is and just put it in my car because
It's
it
a
smells
soap.
that good. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's a
Oh,
soap.
it's so lovely.
It's wrapped really,
What
really
is
well, so
that?
just tear into it.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's a cashmere bar. So it's all natural, amber and vanilla fragrance in a moisturizing, cold processed soap. So you're getting a real handmade, old fashioned
I'm
soap.
going to keep you as a friend, my first friend from Utah. I know, seriously, Amy, I am.
Deal.
This is really lovely. I thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for educating us a little bit about that. So magnesium is in 300.
It supports 300 bodily functions.
Okay.
From liver detoxification, getting inflammation down, helping your body with circulation and processing water instead of holding on to it. It can help with headaches. A huge one for my kids right now is growing pains.
Oh, yes.
They will ask for it because they know how good it is. But sleep lotion is what, ages 0 to 100. It puts your body at rest and feels so good. It puts me to sleep when my husband rubs my feet.
Well, on that note, I thank you sincerely for being here. And yes, when my older son, Andrew, had growing pains, it was so sad I had to just throw him in the tub. I didn't know what to do. So it's nice to know that there are some solutions and some opportunities to learn new things. Thank you so much for being here. Wild and free in Utah. Thank you, Amy. There you go. I love having guests that know more than me because I love learning. I hope that you learned something new today, too, through this segment. Be well. Well, here we are tonight at Zikrayat, which means memories. How did I say that? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Good pronunciation?
Good pronunciation, yes.
Okay, so tell me about this place. You were an accountant, but this was a place that you frequented.
Yes.
And you decided to become the owner.
Yes, I did. I've been coming here for almost 10, 11 years.
Okay.
And I seen it when it was the first owner had it, and it was an amazing place. And then when he sold it, second owner didn't really care much about it, and he just let it die out. So I decided to take it off his hand and bring it back to life, as we call it. And I did an extensive work to make it look appealing and more memorable for the people that used to come in before, and make it enjoyable for everybody.
It's kind of like another child. I don't know if you have children, but owning a restaurant is like that. It's like a child, if you will. It needs love, it needs attention, and
hard work, yes.
It is hard work.
It is hard work, yes.
But it's very gratifying.
It is.
You have a full menu here and a lounge, right?
Yes.
You also have hookah.
Yes.
What are some of the dishes? I know you're going to be bringing out some dishes in a little while, but what are some of your favorites that are on the menu?
Well, I have a special section for food, like really ethnic food. Where, like, we have the makluba, we have the hanid, we have the kabsa, and coming soon we'll be having mensaf. That's another Middle Eastern dish, and people who love to eat that kind of food, they're more than welcome to come and try it out and eat it.
What is it about that cuisine that resonates with your soul? What is it about it that's so tasty and good? Is it the flavor, the spice? What is it?
It's like a homemade meal that your mom made it for you from home. That brings you back comfort and relaxing, and brings you back memories when your mom used to cook the food back home.
Yeah. Now your mom is with you. Tell us what her thoughts are. Have you brought her here to your restaurant?
Yeah, she did. When we did the grand opening, she cut the red ribbon, actually. Yes, and it was a great moment. And she loved it and hates it because I don't have a lot of time now. You know, like I said, I'm spending a lot of time here trying to make everything perfect for everybody to enjoy.
Yes. And I believe that's what it's like when you are a restaurateur or a business owner. You care about them from the moment they walk through the threshold of your location till the time that they go home.
Exactly.
And you want them to come back.
Exactly.
You want this to be their home.
Yes.
Yeah, so much fun. And you dance. There's dancing, there's live music.
There's live music on Saturday. We have a Turkish night on Friday with a DJ afterwards. Every Thursday night we have ladies' night. They come in to enjoy the hookah. We have live entertainment as well. We have belly dancers every Saturday and Fridays. And you know, you come in to relax, you feel like home, basically. What
are some of the traditional dances that somebody could also do here? Because you do have some, you know, ethnic music here.
Well, we have the main one, which is dabka.
Okay.
Men and women can do it. It's fun, it's a lot of jumping. I'm one of them that likes to do it, but...
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
You have also the Egyptian dancers, you know, they have different way of moving and stuff like that. Very fun.
Okay.
Then you have the Iraqis, dabka too, we call it shobi. That's
You're gonna have to show me. Are there any like hand moves that you could do to show me what to do? Or no?
Not really. No. I wish, but no, there isn't that many hand moves.
Years ago when I grew up, there was that famous song that was like, walk like an Egyptian. Do you remember that song?
Yes.
Da, 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 da,
Exactly.
Da, 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 right. But I know that it's fun here, right? So it's music, it's acceptance, it's love, it's passion, it's food, dance.
Everything you could think of is here.
Okay. Now, for the audience at home, tell us what hookah is. Is it like a, I kind of understand what it is, but it's like an herb and it smokes and it kind of...
It's a water pipe, they call it.
Okay.
We have the base, which is full of water, then you have the pipe that comes up, and then you have the head that comes with the flavored tobacco.
Okay.
So we have about 6 different flavors.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
I like geisha.
Okay.
Yes, it's like kind of minty, fresh minty, very light, very good.
Lovely, lovely. So at this time in your journey, you decided to have this new baby. And it's Zikrayat. And was that tell me.
Zikrayat.
Zikrayat.
Yes.
Zikrayat. Okay. And was that the name of it before, or is it a new name?
It's a new name.
Brand new.
Brand new.
You've got great signage outside.
Yes.
And a beautiful corner location.
Yes.
That has a beautiful view with these amazing windows. It really is a destination. So when somebody's like flying into New York, because you're close to both airports.
Yes, we are.
And you're close to the city.
Yes.
So if somebody was like traveling here, it could be a destination, a must-see location to go to.
Yes, it is.
So much fun. It makes you feel like you're somewhere else.
Yes.
That's what I like from the moment that I walked through the threshold here and I walked up the stairs. I was like, oh, this is something special. This feels like I'm somewhere else.
Yes, it does.
And tell me about your staff.
Well, I have a great staff. I have staff from every part of the Arab world, as we call it. I have my chef is Lebanese. His under chef, his sous chef is Egyptian. Then I have his helper is also Lebanese. My manager is Palestinian, Jordanian Palestinian. And I have my waitresses and my hookah boys are from Egypt, Morocco, Jordan, Tunis, and Algeria, I think.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Fabulous. And have you been able to travel to a lot of that region yourself as throughout your journey?
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
So it's lovely because you're infusing all of that here.
All of it, yes, it is.
Beautiful. I love that you're doing that. I think that that's so important. And I think that just adds to the authenticity of what it is that you're trying to provide to your clientele. What has the response been by some of the clientele? What are they saying? What's the word on the street?
Well, they're all in shock because the way I changed the place completely upside down. Like they knew how it was before and what I did to it now. Like they are impressed. They love it. They love the new place. They love my staff. They love the food. They love the entertainment that I do.
One of the dishes you were talking to me about is like an upside down dish.
Yes, it's
What
makluba.
is that? What's it called?
Makluba.
Makluba.
Yes.
So is this place kind of like a makluba? Like
Yes.
you kind of like turned it upside
exactly.
down and made it.
Yes, it is. I did it, especially makluba to this place. And makluba is based. It's we cook the chicken.
Okay.
And then we take it, and then we put the chicken on the bottom of the pot. Then we put the fried vegetables, which consists of cauliflower, eggplant, potato, carrots. Then we take the broth of the chicken and put the rice, and then we let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, and that's how it becomes makluba.
That sounds delicious.
Yes.
You ready to eat?
Yes.
Let's eat.
Let's go.
Stay tuned. We're going to have some tasty dishes coming up right now. Well, here we are. They presented this beautiful dish to us. Now, what is this called?
Makluba.
Makluba,
Yes.
the upside down one.
Upside down cake.
The upside down.
Yes.
Okay, so the presentation was absolutely beautiful. So I said to you that to me this looks like it would be a meal for 5, but
Not
no,
for me.
Not for you.
Not for me. This is one of my favorite dishes. I
Okay.
love it since I was a little kid, and I could eat the whole thing by myself. Please.
Okay, bon appetit. Okay, so what would you normally say to someone when they're getting ready to have this meal? Do you say like a special thanks for it, or
we say Bismillah, or in
Okay.
the name of God, and then we start eating.
beautiful? Okay, here we go. Oh, this is so beautiful. Look at this presentation. This is so nice. Okay, so this has cauliflower, eggplant, carrots, and potatoes.
Potatoes, yes.
Chicken.
Chicken.
And the juices. Okay,
Yes.
here we go. So excited. I don't even know where to start. That's magic.
Is it?
Yes, that is magical. Kudos to the chef. You can taste all of the different flavors. So what are some of the spices that are in this? It's very light.
We use, if I'm not mistaken, 7 spices and some little bit of black pepper and chicken bouillon. That's it.
It's really, really, really incredible. Kudos to the chef. This is really very, very, very lovely. And the chicken is just like, it's so tender, it comes like right off the bone. So this is something somebody could come in, have a meal, have a full dinner, and have entertainment for the night.
Yes.
Tasty, it's really good. Now, what is the dessert that we're gonna be having shortly?
Well, the dessert, we call it the Zikrayat Kanafa.
Okay,
We made it specially, it's rounded, slowly cooked, nice, with cheese. He's preparing it right now, so as soon as it's done, I'm gonna bring it out so you could taste it and you let me know what you think about it.
and now for dessert.
Yes.
What's so interesting is that this looks a little different than how I most see this dessert. It's usually in a square, correct?
Yes,
So
that's
what's
correct.
the name of this dish?
This is the kanafa, but in our place we call it the Zikrayat Kanafa. We make it to order, fresh, right off the oven, and as you can see, it's round. We cook it to perfection to make sure you get taste the best of the best.
Now, it's lovely because you have a lot of beautiful pistachios.
Yes.
Like all crumbled on top, right?
That's
But
correct.
what are some of the other ingredients?
You
I'm
have
going for a bite.
you have
Okay.
cheese, the sweet cheese.
A sweet cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
And a tad bit of mozzarella to make it nice. And
It's like a cheese pie?
Yes.
Is that what this is? Okay. I want to say that it's like shaved carrots on top, but that's cheese?
no, this is a shredded phyllo dough.
Oh, okay. So it's got phyllo dough and mozzarella.
A bit mozzarella, but sweet cheese.
This is absolutely delicious. This is nice. Once again, large portions.
Yes.
Okay, I see. I would serve this at a party. I would like. So if you have a party or if you're just by yourself, either way, this is made to order. I guess you would put in your request for this, and they'll make it special for you.
Yes.
Well, that was our visit at Zikrayat, and I promise you that you'll have a wonderful time. They will take such good care of you, whether you come in by yourself like me, because sometimes I'm a solo, or if you come in with a large group. Give them a call, and I'm sure they're going to be able to take care of all of your needs. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Tony Darrow. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Thank you, Don. I know we met before, but it was a while, and it was from my friend Don. And we
Yeah.
call him Donnie Baseball.
You do? Yeah, Don
he was with the
DeMola.
Montreal. Yeah, he was with the Montreal Expos. Great pitcher. He was a wonderful pitcher.
Yeah, and what a nice guy. He's really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a chance to meet one another. I'm an actor, although I don't get to act as often as you do, Tony. Tell us what some of your latest projects have been.
Well, I produced my own project and with my cousin Paul Borghese, who's a great director, and he's in the film too. It's called Jailhouse Jerky Crew, and it's about beef jerky. And this beef jerky, you have it too on your desk, I saw.
I do.
This is one of them.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
You have,
okay.
you've got original, honey glazed, teriyaki, so hot and spicy. So,
Yes.
so through all your years of acting, all of a sudden I heard this great story about how this beef jerky came about. And you decided to call it Jailhouse Beef Jerky. What
Right.
made you decide to lend your love, your passion for this particular brand? What is it about the jerky that's better than the rest?
When you knock around as much as I do, and I've done like 90 films, you run into people talk to you, and they always, out of every 100 things that are spoken about, maybe one happens. And this one was the one that happened. And it was done very simply by a friend of mine who said, I know a guy that would be perfect for this because he's a great actor, and that was a compliment. And he knows what he's talking about, and he could pitch this for us. And these people from Oklahoma, where a lot of the Mormon people live, they manufactured this jerky, and it was called something else, and we changed it to Jailhouse Beef Jerky. And it's selling. It's all over. It's going in all the Publix in Florida. It's going to the ShopRites. It's going to Georgia, Atlanta, South Carolina. And I'm going to be rich.
Well, I know
really
that you're rich
strong,
in
man.
spirit. I know that
Thank
you're
you.
rich in spirit, and I know that you've brought a beautiful richness to the lives of all of your fans. What was one of the early acting gigs? I know you said you've been over in 90 films, but what was one of the early days that you got a chance to, kind of try that acting muscle that you remember today?
Well, I was a nightclub performer for many years. I worked Vegas. I worked Atlantic City, Carnegie Hall. I sang in Carnegie Hall. I sang with the New Jersey State Symphony. I worked the Stardust Hotel for 3 years in Vegas. I was Buddy Hackett's opening act. The younger people might not even know who Buddy Hackett is, but he was one of the funniest men in the world. I also worked with Don Rickles. I'm sure some of you remember Don Rickles and his funny tapes. He was wonderful. And I did a lot of stuff in Vegas and in Atlantic City. And then I started headlining, and it just snowballed. People called me for certain things. And I said, why not? First of all, I tasted the jerky. It's delicious. And the package is delicious, too, in a way, because it's the only package that has a human image on it, and that's me. Most of the jerkies do not have an image on it at all. There it is.
Right.
And I'm saying there, what's your beef? I'm pointing to it. What's your beef? So it's unique, and it's delicious. It really is. My favorite is the teriyaki. I like the teriyaki.
That's the one I'm holding up, Tony. I like it. I like it as well. You were kind enough to send us some, and it has been flying off the shelf. So I had to tell people, Tony, between the time it arrived and now, I'm like, don't eat all the jerky. I'm like, I need it for the show, right? I had to hide it from the people here because it is really that good. It's very tasty.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
and
that's what happens.
I'm always dieting, because you got to stay in shape, especially on camera. And I always keep it in my car. And it's infectious. You can't stop eating it. So that's another good thing I like.
Well, on the craft services tables, I know recently you were just doing another television show that you were filming down here in Long Island and near Manhattan and everything. But, you should always just sneak a little bit on that craft services table because I'm sure it would be a hit with everybody there too.
Yeah, we got it all over on the set, like even next to me while I'm filming and I'm drinking water. I got the beef jerky when I get a little tired or laid back, I eat some jerky, and it's delicious. People are calling me, when can we get it? Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And it's, what's your beef? Wait, let me try to say that a little like meaner. Hold on a second, Tony. What's your beef? How's that?
Oh,
Is
what's
that
your
intimidating?
beef? Yeah, like this. Oh, what's your beef?
Okay. What's your beef? How's that, better?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. My Italian's coming out. It was nice to see you, Tony. Happy journeys to you.
And I like your sexy name, Donna Drake. That's showbiz, boy.
There you go.
Now,
It's my real name.
My real name is Nunzio Antonio Borghese. That's Sicilian. But when I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, East New York, they didn't talk like that. They talked, hey, Anthony, what I told you, don't ask me. And there was the Brooklyn accent. So one time my friend says, what's your name? And the other guy said, Anthony Borghese. And I said to myself, Anthony Borghese, what the hell is that? So I had to change my name. And my cousin Bobby, who was older than me, he called me up and said, hello, let me talk to Tony Darrow. And that's how that name came about. And it's been with me for many years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good name. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you very soon. Now I'm already starting to salivate, so now I got to have some of the honey glazed. Yes. All right, take care. Bye, Tone.
God bless, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Be well. Mwah. Joining us now is Serena, and we're going to be talking about tallow. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm good. How are you?
Good. So educate me a little bit. Your company is called Purely Tallow. And what is tallow?
So tallow is beef fat. That's what it's been called for generations, and it's been used for generations as lotion. We didn't have all of these expensive products, that you go to department stores and buy that are filled with artificial ingredients. We didn't used to have those, and people were healthier then. Our skin was healthier. Everything was just better when we used natural products. And so that's kind of where it comes from, but it goes back generations. It's the original lotion.
And now I did not know that. So you decided that you wanted to create this product. And so what were some of the steps you took as an entrepreneur?
So my daughters had a booth at our local farmers market, and I had heard people talking about tallow lotion. And so since they had to be there anyway, they were 11 and 13. No, they were 9 and 11 when they started that business, and they needed me in the beginning. And as they got older, they didn't need me anymore. And so I thought, well, maybe I can just do something. And I had heard about tallow and its benefits, and I thought, it sounds crazy, I know, but I'm going to make some and see if people buy it. And they did. So I started posting about it on social media, and I started selling out everything I would make. And so I got really excited about the prospect of finally, I've had multiple little businesses over the years, and finally something that people really like and something that I feel like I can do on a regular basis. And it's really helped a lot of people with things like eczema and psoriasis, dry skin. It can even be used as a natural diaper rash ointment.
Oh, now that's important, right? Because babies, obviously you're a mom, I'm a mom, right? Isn't that the worst when your baby's like not uncomfortable and there's just really, you feel like there's nothing you could do about it?
Yes, absolutely. It can heal things like eczema on a baby in the matter of a couple of days when they're so itchy and they're scratching and it's just really uncomfortable, like you said, and obviously for adults too. But you really want to soothe your babies, and this is something that definitely works. And we don't want to be putting chemicals on them. And every other product, it seems like on the market, unless you even items that say that they're natural, there's no government regulation on that. The FDA has no regulation over natural supplements and things like that. So even things that say that they're natural really aren't. And if you look at those ingredients and you can't pronounce any of those things and you don't know what some of those things are, you really don't want to be putting that on your skin or your baby's skin. I mean, your skin is your largest organ. We want to take care of it.
And also as people age, a lot of times the skin gets a lot thinner for them. Right? And so we have to protect our elderly as well and make sure that they're comforted in their final, chapters of their journey.
Absolutely. And the tallow has vitamins A, B, D, and K in it, all on its own without adding anything extra to it. It also has collagen in it. So you hear all these commercials, you see all these things about, oh, with retinol in it, and we've added collagen to it. You don't have to do any of that to beef tallow. And we also have products that are made with emu oil. We have wild camel hump fat. We even put goose fat in our lip balm because goose fat is historically known for either reducing or helping get rid of cold sores. And so we've put a lot of thought into the items that we use in our products, and we only use natural items.
Beautiful. And how many different products do you have? What, in your array of things?
We have many different products. The most popular is this whipped tallow lotion. So we whip it up. It's not greasy at all. It absorbs into your skin within like seconds, and your skin loves it because the lipid profile of these kinds of products is so much closer to the lipid profile of our skin more than anything. You can buy anything that either comes from a plant or is made in a plant or a factory. You're going to find that these products work a lot better than those because they're natural. So this is our hydrating lotion. It's emu oil and beef tallow. And then we even have it in a squeeze tube, so it's more convenient to carry. Again, this is the emu oil and beef tallow kind of to thin it out so it's squeezable. And they all come in unscented varieties for people who want just totally natural. And then we also have some that are scented with specific, really good, all natural, good quality essential oils that are also specifically good for your skin. They're not just scented to be scented, if that makes sense.
Now, I heard you have a cheerleader in the background. What's your dog's name?
Sorry, UPS or the post office must be here. Her name is Piper. She's very sweet. Yeah, sorry.
That's love. No. I think it's we are a big pet family around here. We love kids. We love animals. It's all a celebration of life. But it was lovely to visit with you here today, and I thank you. During this last taping that I'm doing of 2024, I specifically wanted to do products and things that were going to help people, whether it's help us mentally, help us physically, help us spiritually. So I really do thank you for coming on the show, because I want to offer the audience all of these different solutions for them to make their journey a little more pleasant. So I thank you so much for joining us.
And I think it's so important. Thank you. I think it's so important because a lot of the products that we use are endocrine disruptors right now, like the plugins, all the artificial scented things, the laundry detergent, the lotions we use. All of those things can cause hormone disruptions. They can cause ADD in children. It's so important to start eliminating those toxins from our lives, and you'd be healthier for it.
Lovely. Well, have a beautiful, happy holiday and healthy season to you. And I wish you all the best. And thank you again for joining us. I can't wait to listen in, because you mentioned that a lot of times you have a little show as well. So I'm looking forward to listening to your journey. So thank you so much for joining us here today, Serena.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Be well. Bye-bye.
This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys.
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more. Live it up, live it up, live it up now.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com.